You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Yeah, quick little 24-hour bug kind of kicked me in the ass there, so apologize for missing yesterday's show.
Hey, all good. Welcome back, man. Glad to have you.
I feel like so many people are getting sick, and I mean, it always happens around this time of the year before the holidays, but don't be that guy that goes to the family Christmas next week. Just gets everyone sick for the rest of their holidays.
I skipped. Remember all that talk we had last week about potlucks and all that stuff? I ended up skipping the family Christmas get-together on the weekend because my kid woke up just... And I was like, I don't think we should go hang out with my 89-year-old grandmother at her retirement home.
I wish more people had that mentality. I know we're going to the big thing at my dad and stepmom's house, and they've got like 40 people coming, and there's always like a bunch of kids that are like going through the little buffet line, and they're like...
It's so disgusting, and it's like, it's tough when you're sick. It's a little easier to convince yourself, like, I'm not feeling good, I shouldn't go. But I'll say this, as a parent, when it's your kid that's sick, you almost kind of go, well, you know, it's kids. Kids are messy. It's fine. Like, they'll be okay.
I hope your kids get the measles. Like, if you're going to ruin my Christmas because you don't want to keep your kid at home, dude, what the fuck?
Okay, I'm not going to go. I'll just say, as a parent to other parents, if your kid is sick, it's really selfish to bring them to big gatherings. I do not.
I hope you get Lou Gehrig's disease.
Jesus Christ, that's too
You're ruining
far.
the holidays.
That's too much, man.
I get it, the wise men traveled miles to bring their presents, but you're not that wise.
They didn't have a cold. They didn't give baby Jesus the sickness.
If you were wise, you would have kept your sick-ass family at home.
If you're sick, use it as an excuse to get out of family gatherings instead of spreading it around.
You deserve coal.
There, okay, now we're on board.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Being sick at home yesterday, I did have a lot of time to kill, and I was chatting with my sister. And
how's she doing?
She's moving to Dubai, right?
Oh, that's right.
I guess I've never talked about that on air, but my sister's moving to Dubai in the new year, and she was talking about how she wants to start making videos about like how the transition is of moving to Dubai and all this stuff.
Documenting the process.
Yeah, she was asking me about like tips for how to make videos and whatnot, and then I don't know, I just felt like messing with her, and so randomly I was like, hey, between you and I, speaking of making videos, I was thinking about starting an OnlyFans in the new year to make some extra money. And she just went, and posting what? ...
That would be, if you had sent me that would be my exact question is, what is your content?
I said, feet pictures. She said, really? ? Exclamation point, question mark. I said, yeah. Some guy messaged me on my Instagram about a week ago, said he'd give me $90 a photo.
Damn.
And then she goes, yeah, why not, I suppose. I think there's other platforms for that if you want a less stigmatized one.
Oh, yeah. Like Feet Finder?
So I said, I'll call you tomorrow, but please don't tell Dad. She's like, of course, it's none of his business.
Oh, ride or die, your sister.
So I was laughing my ass off, and so I screenshotted it, and I texted it to my dad, and my dad goes, okay, ...
Oh.
So I called him, and I was like, you don't find that funny?
Yeah.
And my dad just goes, I mean, I guess if that's what she really wants to do. My dad read the text wrong.
Oh, he thought your sister was going to sell feet pics.
He thought Christy was texting me saying some guy was offering her $90. And I was like, no. I was like, read it again. And he's like, yeah, that's something I don't really want to know. And I was like, no. I was like, that was me texting her. And my dad goes, I mean, likewise, if that's something you want to do. I mean, I'm like, dude, it's a joke.
Hey, honestly, good for your dad for having the same standards for you and your sister. Honestly.
Very supportive.
For him to just be like, I don't want to know what either of you is doing down that avenue of life, but if it's what you want, then go ahead.
Yeah.
That's honestly very progressive.
Very modern parenting, you know?
Very progressive from old Rick.
Would you support your children or family members if you found out they had an OnlyFans page?
I mean, I think it's tough for me to even think about it because my kids are so young.
Sure.
Because my immediate thought is like, oh, God, no, for sure no.
Your sister texts you and tells you she's starting an OnlyFans. How do we feel?
I think I would have to stay from the point of like, well, it's not my business. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your dad. It's not up to me to tell you how to live your life.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would be super pumped. You know what it is? All I would ask is that I never find out the link.
Yeah.
That would be it. Mm-hmm. As long as I never see the OnlyFans page, then I think, again, like, in this economy, in this world where it's so hard to live, I would be like, you do what you got to do. I just don't ever want this to show up on any of my algorithms.
I feel the same way. Like, I'm never telling any of my friends about it, but, like, hell, if you're getting me a better Christmas present, then I'm not going to complain, right?
Right now, my sister and I have an agreement not to send each other Christmas presents because life is expensive. But yeah, if I find out she's making bank on OnlyFans, I am going to be like, all right, gifts, please.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
OnlyFans, it just isn't for like sex content. Apparently, there is people that make money on there doing other things.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I remember OnlyFans tried to rebrand itself for a little while.
Did they?
They did this. It was a couple of years ago. It almost bankrupted the company, where they tried to say that they weren't going to allow adult content on there, and they were going to like focus more on just regular ways for regular creators to get their audiences to financially support them. And then they must have looked at their accounting books and been like, no, never mind, that can stay.
There's a lot of health and fitness people that make money on there.
Doesn't health and fitness feel like the category you'd go into if you were still trying to sell that stuff?
Yeah.
But you were trying to keep it on the low?
It's like the kind of stuff they showed on City TV on a Friday night at 11 p.m.
Health and fitness. Yeah, 100%.
Makeup people make a lot on there. Chefs as well on OnlyFans.
You know what? I have seen that. You know me. I like to watch a lot of cooking stuff on like YouTube, and I've seen at the end of videos where they'll be like, if you want more exclusive recipes, follow me on OnlyFans. And I'm just like, I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if we had an OnlyFans page, what would the content be that we'd be putting out?
Well, I think obviously for you, it would be singing your beautiful songs. I think people would pay a premium price for like a daily Brock song.
Yeah.
Of just you singing, but hide it behind the paywall.
It's the podcast, but both of us are just Vaselined up.
Just fully lubed up like late 80s pro wrestlers. Like what could they possibly be doing with that much baby oil?
I think we could do ASMR content like that. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Tapping on the microphones and stuff like that. Getting real low with it.
Oh.
Getting real sensual.
ASMR Dalby sleeping with the sleep apnea machine on. Someone's probably into that. I guarantee you someone's into that.
CPAP ASMR content is the gold mine that's going to get me through 2025.
Yeah. The only thing I can think is like OnlyFans for like people that hate Leafs fans.
Oh,
and I can sit and watch games, and every time the Leafs get scored on, just post a video of me being pissed off.
Oh, you being like miserable? Maybe like, not all the time, but every now and again you like throw something at the wall or you break a remote or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, like the Leaf haters would be like, oh, yeah, this is the good stuff.
It's like some weird domination thing or whatever.
Just watching, even take out the Leaf fan, just the idea of watching somebody paying money to watch someone
you like this?
Go through it.
Hon, do you like this?
Just someone being miserable. What a bizarre thing to watch.
Do you like watching our goalie get hurt and being out for 4 to 6 weeks? Yeah, you probably like that, you sick little son of a...
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I have a conspiracy theory for you that you may not have heard before, but you'll have to get through the fact that I need to talk about your least favorite song of all time.
Is it Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time?
It is Simply Having a Wonderful... Or as I found out, it's actually just called Wonderful Christmas Time.
Oh,
I thought that it was the whole thing. Have you heard the conspiracy theory that Paul McCartney wrote that song about witchcraft?
No, I have not.
It's actually... The idea is... and I was looking at the lyrics, and it makes sense that the song is about someone who's practicing witchcraft who is busted by somebody else walking into the room.
I don't get it.
So the beginning of the song starts, the mood is right, the spirit's up, we're here tonight, and that's enough. And then according to the conspiracy theory, that's when somebody walks in the room and everybody starts suddenly going, simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
The clone of Paul McCartney and his friends all doing witchcraft and then they get caught.
Yeah, because like the opening lines don't really make sense with the rest of the song.
No, but if you say that, it all adds up. And then even the after part of like the party's on, the feeling's here, that only comes this time of year.
It sounds like they're doing some sort of pagan ritual, and then Buddy walks back out of the kitchen, and everybody has to simply having.
They're doing a sacrifice. That's what it is.
The choir of children sing their song, ding dong, ding dong.
And that's how the gods respond to them. That's how they open up the heavens there.
It makes the song somewhat more tolerable, and even though
It makes it pretty metal, actually, if you think about it like that.
I'm still not going to listen to it, but I was reading this article the other day talking about Christmas music and how some of it just gets like crazy overplayed this time of year.
All of it, yeah.
Music Radars, the website, they had like a professor sort of break down Wonderful Christmas Time. It's like there is no getting around the fact that he simply repeats the phrase simply having a wonderful Christmas time 17 times throughout the song.
It's almost like he's trying to persuade you, right? It's like when you hate your food and you're out for dinner and you're like, no, just try some.
Yeah. No, for sure, this is the best meal I've ever had.
Which also, if someone who is in a cult would probably do the same thing.
100%. Just constantly, if you repeat yourself often enough, your brain will start to believe the lie that you are simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
It's Stockholm Syndrome is all that song is. If you think about it, that's all it is.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
A lot of folks coming around to the idea that simply having a wonderful Christmas time is a song about witchcraft and evil doing.
Now, the thing is we should try and play it backwards is what we should try and do and see what we hear.
This honestly might be the first time you've ever said we should play Wonderful Christmas Time. Forwards or backwards, regardless. I've never heard you say we should play this song.
Is it like a
before.
Tool song where there's a hidden message in there?
Some sort of incantation that puts a spell, a hex on your house or something like that. Dude, I was reading that article that I had mentioned about the song and the breakdown of it, and they said that as of 2010, Forbes magazine had reported the song makes about $500,000 a year for Paul McCartney, which is extra crazy when you think about the fact there's only about a 3-week period that anybody would ever listen to it.
That's crazy. I honestly thought it would be a little bit more than that because I think
Really?
Mariah Carey makes like $60 million or something crazy like that.
I think the difference is that as annoying as the Mariah Carey song can be, I feel like objectively it's just a better song than simply having a wonderful Christmas time, which at its core is, again, just an old man shouting things for about 3 minutes.
Sure.
Whereas the Mariah Carey one, there's some structure to it. Like, I don't think I would say that the Mariah Carey song is as overrated.
I mean, you could
as
also
Wonderful Christmas Time.
break it down that All I Want for Christmas Is You could be witchcraft as well.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. The idea that it's sort of like a voodoo curse of like basically, and you're telling the victim straight up, like, listen, you're going to be mine this holiday season.
I feel like you could do that with almost like every Christmas song, actually.
If you really get down to the core of it, all Christmas music. I mean, Christmas itself has some roots in pagan history, so it's not that much of a stretch if you really think about it.
Do you hear what I hear?
The sound of whispers and chanting in the distant background.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of hallucinogens and witchcraft, you know?
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Pagan dancing and worshipping of false idols. Exactly. Did we just uncover something? Did we just pull the wool off of Christmas?
Why did Grandma get run over by a reindeer?
She knew too much, that's why.
She could read between the lines.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It is time to play. We spun the wheel this morning, and it landed on the greatest prize on the entire wheel. 100 creamy garlic dips from Heinz.
And again, these are the small single serving, I think it says 44 milliliter dip cups that you would get for like 25, 50 cents, $1 from
Same
some
one
places.
they have at Geno's, yeah.
Exactly. So this is 100 of those cups in a case that will be delivered to your doorstep if you're the winner of Talk Dirty to me.
You'll save so much money on dip.
It is 230 calories per package, by the way.
Oh,
I had no idea.
I didn't need to know that. All right, we've got 3 contestants on the line who will either pretend that we are the creamy garlic dip or they're the creamy garlic dip. And whoever has the best dirty talk does win.
This is what I forgot yesterday. I forgot when I played the game to put on the background music. And can I tell you, this contest is so much more awkward in silence.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's talk to garlic dip number 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Ian.
Ian, all right, you understand how the game works, right?
I do.
All right, we will count you in from 3 to 1. We can be the dip or you can be the dip. You just got to bring the dirty talk. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Brock, we're going to have ourselves a little pizza party, and we're going to make Dalby sit in the corner and watch.
Oh!
Now, you got to be careful, because the more me that you put in your mouth, the more your eyes are going to water. And make sure you got lots of napkins, because before this is over,
All right,
I'm going to be all over your face.
Stop!
You're overtime.
Stop!
Put Dalby in the corner.
Why am I in the chair? What did I do?
That's the way some of those videos go, you know?
I want to involve both of you, so.
Oh, thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, stay on hold. That was good stuff. All right, let's move on to caller number 2. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Doug.
Doug, all right. You understand how everything works here, right?
Yeah, but if I win, could I donate these garlic dips to Brock, who apparently loves them so much?
Okay, hey! Quit trying to sway the judges here.
We can talk about that, yeah.
You got to win the dip before you can start trying to buy off Brock.
All right, you're playing for me now, technically, so let's see what you got. You ready?
Well, I'm just kind of saying I'm happy to be here, but I don't really all want them that much.
All right, okay. Well, you're playing for me. Let's see what you got. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, baby. I know you don't mind a creamy little mess.
Oh.
Maybe even lick my fingers for you when I'm done. It's gonna get crazy. That's all I know. With all this dip, stick my fingers in it, stick my pizza in it. It's gonna get crazy.
This was the problem yesterday, is the hard P sound from the beginning of pizza leads your brain down the wrong avenue.
I was ready to drop the call, yeah. All right, my man, stay on hold there. All right, that was garlic dip number 2.
Doug, the dip advocate over here.
Let's see who's on lane 3. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. It's Julie.
Julie, all right. You've heard our other dips this morning. What do you think of the competition?
Oh, it's tough, but I got to get me some garlic dip.
All right. You ready? I'll count you from 3 to 1. 3,
All right.
2, 1.
Oh, I can't wait to get my fingers in that nice creamy dip. Spread you on everything. My tongue's going to taste that stuff. Oh, up and down my throat. Oh, baby, creamy and garlicky on everything.
Holy.
There's nothing sexy about garlicky, by the way. It's just all the innuendo.
The least sexiest smell in the bedroom.
All the innuendo and double entendre from Julie's call to end with garlic was just
all right.
bold choice.
Stay on hold here. Let's look at the text line. We got line 1, we got line 2, we got line 3.
We had Ian and Julie, who both want the garlic dip. We had Doug, who's decided he's playing on behalf of Brock. I will say, and I'm not trying to take dip out of your mouth,
I don't think he did the best.
I think between Ian putting me in the dip cuck chair
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
and then Julie was very aggressive, I think that's our 2 front.
I know. I'm torn between the chair and all the throat explanations there on line 3.
Looking at the text line, there are some votes for Ian, but a lot of votes for Julie at number 3.
Julie's getting it?
Yeah.
Julie, the dips are yours, my friend. A ding and a round
yeah.
of applause and all the creamy garlic that you want, all right?
If you want to drop off a couple cups at the station, Brock wouldn't be upset. But you get 100 of them to do whatever you want with.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait.
Maybe let me double dip a little bit there.
Jesus.
Oh, maybe.
Don't tell my girlfriend.
I'll give you two some space here.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I want you to tell everyone what you just told me.
What about it? That I think I'm getting good at lip reading?
Yeah. How are you practicing this again?
I don't know where I got the idea from, but I thought that, like, you always want to better yourself, work on new hobbies and stuff, and I thought that lip reading could be a cool new thing to learn.
Are you becoming a detective?
Well, no, but I mean, it's mostly for, like, so I can see what people are talking about.
So you just want to be nosy?
A little bit.
You just want to be nosy is what it is?
So I've been watching videos on, like, how to be a lip reader, and I think I've picked up some stuff.
We're sitting here and this guy goes, I could read your lips. Which I was like, excuse me?
When you say it like that, yeah, okay, it does come out of a little bit of
For
nowhere.
the past 10 minutes, he's explaining how he's been learning this. So I want to try something with you. If you think you can read my lips.
I'm not an expert, but I'm getting there. I feel like I'm
you
working on
took a few
it.
master classes, apparently.
I've watched a few master classes.
Sure. I'm going to put some static sound in your headphones.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you 3 chances to try and read my lips here.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like that game that read my lips. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sure. Yeah,
All right.
I'll give it a try. This will sort of tell me if this has been working or
All
not.
right, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to put this sound in your headphones there.
Ah! Oh, I don't like that.
Take the headphone off for a second.
Hi.
Okay, so you can hear me now?
Yeah.
But you can't. Can you hear me in the headphones?
No, but when you used your hand away from the ear, I figured you meant take the headphones off.
Okay. Put it back on. I'm going to talk this way away from him so he can't see, but he's get 3 chances here.
I can't read your lips if you cover your face. Okay, this is number 1.
I know you can't read my lips, you idiot.
I know you can't breed something.
I know you can't read my lips, you idiot.
I know you can't breed a dip. What does that even mean?
I know you can't read my lips, you idiot.
I know you can't read. You know you can't read my... Say it from there.
I know you can't read my lips, you idiot.
I know you can't read my lips, you idiot.
Hey,
That's so mean.
there's one for you.
Why would you say that? Also, I did it, so screw you.
All right. Here's the second one.
Number 2,
You smell like roast beef and can't read mouths.
say it again.
You smell like roast beef and can't read mouths.
Say it again.
You smell like roast beef and can't read mouths.
I smile around the tree. Say it again.
You smell like roast beef and can't read mouths.
Say it slower.
You smell like roast beef
You smell like TV
and can't read mouths.
and can't bleed mouths. What does that mean? Is it like a dentist thing?
Take your headphone off.
What?
You smell like roast beef and can't read mouths.
Why are you being so mean to me?
I'm just trying to prove a point here. All right, put it back on. We'll try one more.
Okay, one more.
If you know what I'm saying, you owe me $5.
If you know I'm a Saiyan, like Dragon Ball,
If you know what I'm saying, you owe me $5.
if you know what I'm saying, what? If you know what I'm saying,
You owe me $5.
I don't want to answer that. That's not
Did you
fair.
fig-
That's entrapment.
Did you figure it out?
If you know what I'm saying, you owe me $5.
Yeah, there we go. It's paying off after all, isn't it? Or it's paying off for one of us at least.
It's staying off of what?
Stop. It's not working.
What's not working?
Yeah, you figured that one out.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, Dasani water, or Dasani water, whatever you want to call it, has changed up their formula, they're stating.
I saw some pictures that they're like, we took the salt out or something like that.
Yeah, they're doing a new marketing thing because everybody who drinks bottled water will say that Dasani is the grossest one.
I've never thought about it until I met you, and you were so vehemently opposed to Dasani water.
We did the water bottle taste test a few years ago, and I got all of them right.
Oh, that ended with me having to drink toilet water.
Yeah.
I think I blocked it out of my memory.
Exactly. And apparently they're changing it because so many people complain. And yeah, they've got these new tags on them saying now without salt.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's what it is. I've always thought it tasted like TV static.
Well, I mean, that honestly, having an abundance of salt in the water might give you that feeling, that staticky, that kind of charged feeling. I always just thought it tasted really earthy, which again, more minerals in the water, that would make sense. Like, it didn't taste like it had been filtered properly.
Yeah.
It tasted like a Brita filter that's never been changed.
You know what Dasani tastes like? It tastes like when you fill up a water bottle in like a public bathroom and you use the sink there.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. It's got that weird metallic kind of feel
Honestly,
to it.
it tastes like a high school water fountain. That's what it is. It's just like, no one's really cleaned this in a long time, and maybe the water that went into it was fine, but when it came out, it wasn't.
I low-key get bummed out when I go somewhere and I ask for a bottle of water and they give me Dasani.
Dude, I took my kids to a KFC. This was weeks ago. My daughter asked for a water for as their drink. And yeah, it came back as a Dasani bottle, and I was just like, you sure?
Yeah. Dasani and Aquafina are like the two worst bottled water brands of all time.
I don't know what Aquafina tastes like off the top of my head. And maybe this is just the marketing. Now that I think about it, but I've always been a Smart Water guy. Smart Water just feels like, yeah, that's an upscale brand of water to drink.
I'm not going to lie. Big Fiji guy.
Big Fiji guy?
Dude, if I won't pay for it because it's way too expensive for bottled water. But like, there's times when like we've done road trips in the company vehicles, and when I use the gas card, I buy me some Fiji, dude.
Make sure you get some Fiji water.
I don't know if it's the marketing behind it, but it feels like rich people water.
Does it taste like vacation?
It tastes like I'm wealthy. It tastes like I can afford to buy bottled water.
Sipping Fiji water with your nose up in the air, looking down on all the Dasani drinkers.
Yeah.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Some of the people's descriptions of what Dasani tastes like on the text line are hilarious.
I think my favorite one is the one that says that it tastes like water out of a water gun on a hot summer day.
That's accurate.
That's really good.
Someone else said, tastes like drowning in an over-chlorinated pool.
Alex said, Dasani tastes like it was used to cool down machinery and then bottled.
Yeah.
Poured it over a hot engine and then caught it at the bottom.
And then a few people saying that it tastes like it's coming out of like old iron pipes.
Yeah.
So I did go to the vending machine here. And I got
thank you for this.
2 Dasanis that did have the tag on it that says no salt anymore. So let's give her a little taste.
Oh, yours had a nice little... I poured mine into one of our Brock and Dalby mugs here. Yours had a nice little fizz to it, though.
I don't know if it's the bottle, man.
You know what? I've got mine, again, out of the mug, and maybe that is the difference, but it does taste a little cleaner.
It doesn't have the iron pipes taste as much as it used to.
It doesn't make you want to go at the end of the sip.
Like I said, I've always thought it was just the bottle for some reason. I mean, they do say it's recycled. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Might have something to do with it. I still don't think this tastes as good as Smart Water, Fiji water, the more like high-end ones.
And I will say, because a lot of people were texting in being like, oh, why don't you guys just drink tap water? I will say this, tap water over everything.
I drink tap water every day. The only time I really get bottled water is just if I'm going to the gym or something like that. Like I'm very rarely a bottled water guy.
I will say tap water just hits nicely, and in my house, I have to persuade Courtney because she's always like, "Oh, the tap water's not good for you." She goes and buys like RO water for her like geckos and crap like that. Yeah. And then she'll always pour herself some of that water, and I like to. Hopefully she's not listening right now. Sometimes when she asks for a glass of water, I just go and get her a glass of tap.
Oh, just to mess with her.
She doesn't even know, man.
She doesn't even know.
We go to the gym in the morning, she'll be like, get my water ready for me. I'll fill it up with tap.
Damn.
She doesn't know. But then there's times where she sees me fill it up and she's like, I can tell the difference. I'm like, you can't tell the difference.
That's crazy that you've been slowly poisoning your girlfriend all these years.
Letting the fluoride hit her a little bit.
I can't wait to watch the Netflix documentary they make about you and your evil ways.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast. Would you rather? Wednesday. Would you rather Wednesday?
All right, let's get weird. 762-555. If you got a would you rather question, you can still send it off to us. First one here says, would you rather be reincarnated as a sea creature or as an airborne creature?
Ooh, good question. I still think, and I have long said this on the show, that the ocean is terrifying. So I think I would rather be like a bird or some sort of
But wouldn't you
flying
want to
animal.
see all the things that you haven't seen before down there?
Nope. I've seen some things from down there. Every time science pops up and is like, we found a new sea creature, it's terrifying. I can only imagine that it's going to get worse as they get deeper.
Maybe every time that science discovers a new animal, that's when someone's been reincarnated. That's what it is.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk wants to dig a tunnel under the Atlantic Ocean sometime in the future.
I mean, also, you might have a good point of the fact of, like, we know how damaged our water is, and then we're supposed to live in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
The only thing is you could maybe make the argument for water over land because the sea levels are rising and eventually there will be no land. But if air is an option, give me the air.
Yeah.
I would rather fly.
Seagull, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet at all times.
You're
anyway.
just having a good time. You're living a stupid, dumb, happy life.
You persuaded me now. I'm going to become a seagull when I die.
Jalen is curious. Would you rather wake up with the Mike Tyson face tattoo or missing the fingers on your right hand?
I mean, the tattoo.
Yeah.
I feel like the tattoo, I could get over it, or I could at least get it removed.
Now, here's the thing. If you told me I had to sit through getting the face tattoo, I don't think my answer is as obvious.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be incredibly painful and terrifying. But if I just wake up one day and it's there, I'll figure out a way to live.
I feel like it's tougher to explain to my girlfriend Courtney that I got my fingers removed versus I woke up with the tattoo, you know?
That's just it, yeah. It would be cool to get one of those cool robot hands with prosthetic Skynet things. I think that would be sick.
No. Until you get some personal time and it gets too strong of a grip. And
Well,
you're like, "Ugh."
that's a problem.
Would you rather detect every lie you hear or get away with every lie that you tell?
Oh, get away with every lie I tell, for sure. Because if I'm getting away with the lies that I'm telling, I can use that to my advantage. Versus if I detect every lie told to me, I'm just going to be sad. I'm just going to be like, obviously no one will ever like scam me or anything like that. But imagine all the people who could be lying to you to your face to find out that they actually are.
You find out all those days that I said I was just staying in was a lie.
Right? What a
yeah.
bummer. You'd never be able to watch any political speech ever again. You'd be talking to your boss. They go, hey, we've got big plans for you in the new
You'd
year.
sound nuts, honestly.
100%.
People would think you're the biggest conspiracy theorist like out there.
Everyone's lying and no one's listening.
Oh, it's another one here. Would you rather never ever have to wait in line or always have a parking spot?
Oh.
I think I gotta go parking spot on that one because at least, I mean, one of the biggest problems is trying to find parking when you're already late.
Yeah.
Versus if you have the spot, then you're already in. If you're stuck in the line, then you're stuck in the line.
Although I'll say this, if I'm going to a place where I need a special reserved parking spot because the parking lot is so busy, that means the lines inside are going to be a nightmare.
True.
So if I have to drive around the lot a couple times till I find a spot, but then once I get in, I get to go front of the line and get back out, I think that's the key. If the parking lot is empty, then who cares if I have my own spot? But if the parking lot is full, that means inside is awful.
You have an automatic, like, skip the bathroom line pass?
You've got a fast pass for... Oh, and that's the other... I was only thinking about shopping.
Yeah.
Lining up for things like the bathroom, lining up for things like food, like dinner at the dinner table, stuff like that. You line up for all kinds of things. To be able to just wave your hand and be like, I will go to the front of the line now... That could change your life.
To be able to get first servings at the buffet all times. Mandarin Fast Pass.
What a feeling.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
2 men from upstate New York have died from a type of pneumonia after using bat poop to grow cannabis. Yeah, that's a real headline.
That can't be the best way to grow.
They call it bat guano, which is it's basically literally bat turds that they use as fertilizer to grow plants like cannabis.
Wasn't this vaguely the plot of the second Ace Ventura movie? Wasn't it about how like bat guano is worth its weight in gold?
True, yeah. That's exactly it.
Although I don't remember them growing weed in Ace Ventura.
They say that it can carry a harmful fungus, and either from actually using it to plant things or even to smoke it could be quite dangerous.
Just not a great idea.
If anyone ever tells you they've got that good-ish, just make sure that it's not bad-ish.
I got that bat stuff.
Yeah,
Want some?
yeah.
No, I do not.
Someone talks about rolling up a bat, it's got a whole nother meaning now, you know?
Call it my Bruce Wayne.
Finally, and sort of, this is what it's going to take out your parents?
I love that you interrupted your own story to rewind back for that joke.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.